Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a tools app called Dulcimer Tools or something like that. And it's a bunch of musical tools to help musicians with, I don't know, a variety of things. And today we're focusing on this notion of an index of first lines. So this is for the situation where you have a bunch of possible songs you sort of know, and you're trying to remember how one starts. And if you can get it started, you'll probably be able to play the whole thing. Well, this is going to help with that. All right. If you were here yesterday, you probably realized I was overthinking things pretty badly. Hopefully I can trim it back down today. Okay, so the notion is you have this index of first lines, and we got to worry about hammered or mountain dulcimer. Mountain dulcimer uses the tab, which is the numbers. Hammered dulcimer, I think, just uses regular notes, and they also like chords, but we're not going to touch the chords right now. All right, and Catmo Dev, welcome back, and Mudshark666, welcome back as always. All right, so what I did in the meantime since yesterday was I worked up a bunch of little first line entries. Okay, so if you are familiar with music notation, this may be a little weird, but what I'm saying is double circles represent whole notes, circles represent half notes, a number by itself is a quarter note. If it's a dash between two simple numbers, it's a pair of eighth notes. And if it's a number followed by a eighth note symbol, it's just a standalone eighth note. There's a dot for dotted notes and a tie for tied notes. I don't think that's exactly the right musical tie in Unicode, but it's close enough. All right, and then in the pitch side of things, if you see a bare number, it's played on the melody string, the string closest to you. If you see something in one set of parentheses, it's on the middle strings, and two sets of parentheses, it's on the bass. Okay, so I don't know, try and take a simple song. Well, Boil 'em Cabbage, I don't know if you know it. I certainly didn't before I got into the old-time music. But it's like bum 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 bum. So you can hear those half notes kind of pausing a little bit, but it's the same note going across. The next one you can see an eighth note pair. So bum 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 whatever. Let's see. Here's one with dotted notes. So a half note dotted takes 3 beats basically. So this is down in the valley is a waltz. Down in the valley, it's got those kind of 3 pulses while you wait. This also has a tie, which is kind of an interesting one. So valley, so low, and low goes on for 6 beats. Okay, a tie says you're playing the same note, but don't play it again. Just hold it. Keep holding it. So dotted half tied to dotted half, ignoring the bar line, is 6 whole beats. Okay, what's another one I saw different? Shady Grove. Okay, so this one, there's nothing unusual about the notes per se, but the thing that's different here is we're in a different tuning. So DAD is kind of a standard tuning, but DAD with capo 1, instead of being in either D mixolydian or D major, you move to E minor. Okay, so this notion of the capo, it's a little bar that clamps on, and you can move it to any position, and it kind of shifts the tonality, I guess you'd say, because like DAD, the capo, no capo might sound major, and capo 1 all of a sudden it sounds minor. So it's because of that whole and half note pattern. They're different between major and minor, and that capo makes the pattern change. All right, anything else? Oh, here's one with an alternate tuning, DAC. So DAC puts you in D minor as opposed to DAD, which is D major or D mixolydian. I did have a mixolydian. Yeah, here's D mixolydian. Okay, so this D mixolydian or D minor, that's the key signature. I put the time signature, 4 beats to the measure, quarter note gets the beat. And yeah, so I mean, I just did, I don't know, 10 or 15 songs, but I think it's enough to put in a list. Yeah, the capo shortens the string. You have a sort of a shorter dulcimer that starts on a different place. Okay. Guitars use them too. Rarely ukuleles. I have seen one or two times where a ukulele used it, but all instruments, stringed instruments, most of them could put a capo on. Of course, the hammer dulcimer doesn't. There's no neck to put it on. All right, but anyway, I think this list of things that gives us enough to encode and make that part of things interesting. Now, so I think even though we started with the song and the sorting, I do want the sorting to happen, but I don't think it's not on the path to getting the shortest thing done. All right, now I think if I were to go through and encode things, like if I wanted to encode things so that Hammered or Mountain could do it, I would need probably the notes. Okay, so Amazing Grace is like A, D, F sharp, D, F sharp. Those circles are going to get in the way there, aren't they? F sharp, E, A, D, low A, A. Oh, I guess that's a low B. Okay, they would take kind of typical note names. Now I have a problem with these F sharps. Like, how am I going to fit F sharp in as a thing like that? So I probably have to allow other notes to be kind of single note things. But anyway, but if I wanted to do both those, this is probably simpler because I always need the key and the time signature, but I don't need the capos if I'm doing this style. I don't need the tunings, the EAD and all that stuff. The hammer dulcimer doesn't have that concept, or at least maybe there's some experimental thing. Well, no, actually, and it's not a universal thing, but one thing they do is like D is a low D and D is a high D, and then sometimes people use D prime to be extra high, and I don't know, they might do underscore D for a low D. So, whoops. No, I can't underscore in here, but that style is that, and it would be very non-standard. I might be able to put the F in the circle. We do have, Unicode does have circled letters. I could probably put the F in the circle and then put a sharp. Not ideal, but I don't think I even did the letters with circles. I did the numbers. Okay, and then the numbers, Unicode is like, because they're insane, I guess, there's a circle 0. It's not part of the block that has circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no double circle 0. There's no double circle 11, 12, and so on up to 20. It's quirky, and I'm going to have to work around some things for that. But we can always use this same approach. I can always put in, there are whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, and so on, 16ths and so on, in Unicode. So I could do those the same way, put the number followed by a whole note and let that be the sign. I think it'd be a little confusing, but not as confusing as it could be, I guess. All right. So to represent the mountain dulcimer version, I think I need, well, let's find the one that has the most stuff. That's a candidate. This is a candidate. So this has the name, the key signature, the time signature, the tuning. I guess we'd call that altogether the tuning, and the notes. All right, so let's add that to our song. And okay, so Well, I don't even think I need it right now. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to make this tab notes, and then let's do this. Tab equals tab notes that. Okay, because a type alias lets you use it as the constructor. So I could say string parentheses, but I'm kind of introducing a little bit of abstraction here. Okay, and same thing I can do here. I think that would be actually a good thing to do. Now, what I'm giving up on is I originally had the idea that I would have the individual notes either as notes or as tabbed notes. I think I'm going to get rid of them. Yeah, maybe a caret would do it. Oh, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't mind if it's Unicode stuff. I'm gonna make use of it. So we'll see what happens when we encode it. I'll have to learn that. Okay. So all right. So tab notes, note. I don't think I need that right now. Let's take that out. Tuning is a thing. Name is a thing. Key is a thing. And is that what I had? Name, key, time signature. Okay, let's put that in. Okay, key's a string. Boy, and I could almost default this to D is sort of the typical, at least for the dulcimer world, not necessarily in general. And all this stuff is relatively simplified. I don't want to keep going around too much, but we don't need every aspect of a tune for this index. So even these ones with the eighth note pairs, I could probably leave those off and just go like 3 1 1 1 0 3 3 4 3, and it would be enough to get you the flavor of it. And you might think, it needs some stuff, needs some juice, but this is not an explanation of the whole song. This is a memory aid. And it's very typical in this style that you would make up those extra eighth notes yourself, and you might put them anywhere. I mean, dun dun dun. I mean, I could see putting another eight, breaking this into an eighth note or something. You might get tired of playing 1 1 1 over and over, and you might put in 1 2 1 2 1 0 1 or something. Variations, or 1 2 3 4 3 2 1 or something. That's all part of this sort of improv sort of style that goes on. It's a thing to learn that, like, there's not just one version of a song. Every verse is almost always played a little differently, and there are different variations of, like I took one course where they just, the teacher just went through about 6 or 8 versions of Shady Grove. They're all totally different. Some of them are in different keys, you name it. It varies. Okay, so we're cutting out some complexity. I mean, piano pieces, you might see a 64th note. You're not going to in this. An eighth note is probably unnecessary, and you're certainly not going to see a 16th. Okay, let's see. What am I messing up here? Okay, so I've kind of done that. Let's see. The tests probably need a little tweaking. I've defaulted everything, so that's pretty much okay. Right. Okay, I don't know. This seems awfully slow. Why it's reinstalling all the time, I can't tell. Okay. I guess our test wasn't fancy enough. Just cared about the title. All right. So this is add time signature, remove notes from song. Okay. Alrighty, so I think that means it's time to move into the view part of this, because to get the basic thing of like, I just want to show those songs. Well, we're gonna have to read them in. So we talked about doing a JSON file, so we'll have to do that. But I think we can start working on the UI, because there's enough to do. Getting our own tile for this new one and getting it formatted onto the screen, I think will be enough challenge to get us going a little bit. So let's see. So I think we've defined some notation, maybe music notation. Okay, so let's get through that. All right, and I'm going to split this mountain in first lines hammered. Actually, we say this a lot. MDHD is pretty common. I'm going to store the notes using the circles or keep them as 2-letter combos. Well, yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking to put them in as Unicode things. I don't know if this will be the long-term way. But we could define, like there is a circle Unicode character. I could change this from parentheses, this circled 0 to becoming a circle followed by a 0, and you would translate it. That would say, like, turn that notation into this one. I don't know if I could do it. I'm running out of symbols on my little keyboard here, you know. I think version 1, let's just put it in like this, and I'll see what I have to do to make it Unicode. You know, for the length and number. Yeah, so the way it is now, because we're not doing any interpretation of this, we're just going to present this. I mean, this like that is what I would expect to see in this notation. It's a little elaborate. Like, some people wouldn't put the ties in. They would probably just leave out the note and trust that you would know the song enough to know. I've seen versions that don't do the whole notes, that don't record them. They would just put the numbers, and you would only have one number in this measure, and you'd have to realize, like, oh, I guess I play it for the whole measure, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, if I saw this stuff, that would be completely normal. So if I can do it as this, I'll do it. I may have to screw around with the Unicode. UTF-8 versus the Unicode characters. All right, so let's get a tile for the first lines tool, and then we will UI for presenting a song library. Okay. Right. So content view. Now this is where I'm already like, oh, I should have extracted this already. But I'm gonna put the next tile in. All right. So this one is Well, he's not going to be a link. He's going to be a navigation link. And then, okay, so it was destination is a view and the label. Okay, so some view and then label colon. I think. Oh, let me look at that one again. Navigation link, destination, and then label colon is a view as well. Okay. Let's make up. This is a first line view. I think I need to. Is that right? Good. And the label is a view. Okay, so I can do a tile. I may want to pull that font inside it. They're all going to kind of do that. Okay, first lines, Mountain Dulcimer. And the system name, well, all right. I don't have an icon index. Is a 1. Maybe that might do it. 1 square. One dot square. Okay. There's no 1 dot figure 8. Okay, and let's put struct first line view. Okay, and we're going to try keeping our thing. I don't. They probably do somewhat. I'm trying to think of one that just has a clear stop. I don't know of any. There must be some somewhere that plays along and then stunk, and you just kind of chop off your sound and pause for a beat. But it'd be very unusual. So we'll dash instead of the number. No, I would probably use a little rest symbol, a Unicode rest symbol. I don't recall seeing one in use though in this notation. So I'm tweaking my own notation a little bit, I guess. Okay, destination, do not need that. Insert localized string key. Do I just do this? No. Okay. Navigation link. Yeah, maybe I should put them both. That's that. Navigation link. Destination is a destination, which I assume is a view. Oh. He just does it like that. Okay. Okay, so I don't need that. Don't need this. Yeah, I mean, I definitely went around in my mind last night, like trying to think, do I write something that converts notes to tab automatically or vice versa? I got to break this up. That seems unlikely. I'd like that icon bigger too, by the way. I don't know if I can do this. Oh, good. Okay, and let's go to the tile. It's a vertical label. Okay, if that holds. Okay, we're getting the benefit now. If the preview thing is a little faster than it used to be, now it's going to make a liar out of me. Okay. How's content view? Did I fit it in? Okay, better. Not perfect. Almost like a little space there. Okay, but this is all right. Okay, so now let's extract this. Not today. Okay. Okay, and what's complained here? Oh. I thought I deleted that. I did. Okay, so the first line's view, yeah, this one needs a preview. Okay. All right, so what I assume this is given, sort of the baseline thing, is the library. Okay, so he's given a set of songs that came from somewhere. We're not going to be responsible for loading them. But he has that, and he can display these songs in with some mechanism. Okay. And Yeah, this might not be the best way to do it. We'll see. Okay, so a first line view. So he's going to take var library. Why did he not like that? Don't know. Okay, and then this, I forget, it's like at previewable. No. There's a way to do this now. I thought it was like at previewable. Yeah. Private var library equals library of, we need a couple songs. Private can only be used. I don't know what he's going on about. Failed to build. Oh, yeah. We'll do that for now. Okay. All right, so he has it, but he's not doing anything with it. Okay, so let's make a list. The content is library.songs, I guess. ID name. So it suggested that. I think that's the AI, because there's nothing that tells it it's going to be unique, but we will enforce that, I guess. Okay. And then let's say song in. Okay. And then, well, let's just do text. Song. Yeah. Okay. Okay, shouldn't hurt any tests. sorry, let's check that in like this. Primitive version of first line view. Okay, now let's go run it. He's going to have an empty list, but we'll at least see the high level thing working or not. Now, I do think we need to put the navigation title on this thing. And I want to kind of tweak. I guess I'm trying to nudge the UI along a little further each time. It's not quite what we want. Okay. Why? I must be missing a button somewhere. Okay, so I should go here, empty list, and back. So yeah, navigation title. Let's get that on there. I think the tile, let's give it that font. Oh, right. So I put the font on both pieces. I guess that's irrelevant. Full control of the navigation over the title bar from the subview, like say the name. So wrap each subview. So this should be wrapped in a navigation. Okay. Okay, navigation view. Wrap one around whatever you're displaying. Okay. Okay, so let's wrap that in. Now, do I do navigation link there? Okay, so you know, there used to be a thing that was like embed. Does that still exist? Embed in. Okay. And now I put the navigation title after the link. Oh, inside the first line view. I mean, that seems to be inside the first line view. So does this not do what we want? Interesting. Already weird. First lines. Okay. Oh, but it's here. That's not right. Okay. Oh, are you saying this one goes here? Grab the body of the subview. Oh, the navigation view should go inside the link? That's not kind of what he showed there. Okay, that's more what I expect. I don't know why this is... Okay. Hello, Tooks. So this navigation... So I don't use navigation stack? I don't think I needed it programmatically. I haven't tried it at all. Anybody here tried that before? I mean, no reason you couldn't play with it. Or we couldn't play with it. All right, I think maybe this is the... Is this the most similar? Looks like it's inside the subview instead of the main view. Well, I think you have that option, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like the view is inside the navigation. Well, we don't have links anymore. But I think I could put this inside first line view, right? I mean, it shouldn't care which one has it. It's just maybe I'm kind of keeping it up at this level to control the title of the view I'm creating and not making it know its own title. Which in this case would kind of be good because I have a mountain dulcimer and a hammer dulcimer version. And I don't quite know if... I don't know why this is so separated now. Okay, but that's okay to me. It's got the tool. This maybe should say MD too. I don't know if I take... Yeah, I was just going to say, what if I remove navigation view? Does it change anything? Okay, well that does affect that. That looks okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want here. Although I'd like them organized in a grid, but Okay. Let's see our preview. Slow again. Okay, and that does that. Okay, I can see this background needs to be a little more interesting. If used, I think it should go inside the subview. So you're saying this title should be inside that subview? I don't know, because like the title that the tile knows and the navigation view, it's like everything with the name of the thing is here. Nothing in first line view knows that it's called first line, which I think is good because eventually I think there's going to be one we'll call with mountain and one we'll call with hammered, and it's not kind of its business. I'm not sure at all. But I think this seems to be the place that knows the name of the screen and should probably stay that. Okay, I think that was redundant. Get those formattings out. Okay, so, well, I think we've got to at least add a tile for first lines MD. And then the only other thing that we kind of capability we have, well, right now this library songs, I think it should be asking for content based on the state, which right now is pretty limited because we only have one thing in our enum. But I think we should have state var sort order equals library order dot alpha. Okay, and then this should be asking for library dot contents with sort order. That ID name thing is wrong. It did change the order. Okay, I think we need to make these. Navigation view can wrap the body return from first line view. Not sure it's needed. Perhaps it's only if you don't have navigation link. That kind of makes sense. I mean, navigation link. Well, what would be the difference? I mean, a navigation link says I want to bring in a brand new view and then go back to it. That seems right. And yeah, and then navigation view, I don't quite know what that would be doing without a link. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to, I really should go, like, maybe that's my homework, is to go through this article and really fully understand what he's got going on here. Navigation link can pass parameters. That's good. It doesn't really say what navigation view does. Okay, I'm going to let it go. All right. So I think what this means is our song should be identifiable. Is that the right phrase? Okay, and then the content view, no, first line view. Now this, we don't need ID anymore because they're identifiable. And that just means the system can keep track of them. Okay. Cannot preview. Okay. Right. That's good. At some point, there's going to be a feature that chooses the sort order, but it's not needed here. Okay, now this, I don't think we should see the difference. Okay. All right, so now apply sort order to first line index. Need the view. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So navigation 4 lets you kind of choose which thing. I don't know in the end if which way will be what we need to do. This is, well, I think most of our tools are going to look like this. Okay, and I wish that was in a grid. All right, but I also wish, I think this body should be, I don't know what navigation stack does. HStack, we'll come up with a better name. All right, and then a spacer. And then another spacer. Okay, yeah, I want this to be a title. All right, so navigation stack adds the back buttons. Well, I do want that. Okay. This should ideally be well, maybe the news comes out. Dulcimer, okay, this, move this down. Ugh, what font is that? It's like, it's not Apple Chancery. Did I do it here? Yes. Snell Round Hand. Can I claim that font? Create a custom font for a platform font. Interest. Telebars can't change style in the normal way. I'm mostly okay with that. The tools I don't think care. Snell Round Hand. I don't know. font system. There must be a way to get my own fonts. Oh, custom. Okay. Do I have to have the size? That's not bad. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Let's make this bold. Okay. That's okay. I gotta get some. Ugh. The background's a little weak. Maybe I don't want this spacer either. I don't think I do. I don't think it's going to matter eventually, but okay. Let's see it run once. I can probably put a background on here. This branding stuff, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not liking this yellow either. I don't know if we have a like style guide kind of thing of what colors to use in that. I think the contrast is still a little low here. Okay, but I'd like to at least like put a background in. So I think I can just say dot background color dot gray. Maybe I would ignore the safe area or something. Preview paused. That's probably a dark gray. Well, didn't seem to do anything. Yeah, that's kind of what we did before. But background gradient is just some colors. Why did background not work? Yeah, I think a nice image would be a good thing. But I'm not getting it even so. All right, let's put a C-stack around this. Well, I thought I had it. Can't tell if it's really going. What? Okay, this is the second thing on here. Okay. Z-stack with color gray. How am I being different here? Maybe I need to put that in a V-stack. Maybe it's not enough to have it like it is. V-stack. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, I get that. That's a pretty obnoxious color. I think gray is a dark gray. Yeah. Is that an option? That's not very light. Z-stack, but I shouldn't need a Z-stack for the rest, right? Well, I don't get what's going on, I gotta say. What's the... Well, let's run the real one in case there's some goofiness with the simulator. But... No. I don't know if the navigation stack interferes with it. I'm going to take it out for now. I don't know. I do this kind of thing, and it's like, can't figure it out at the moment. Let it go. We'll come back around. I like the wooden image kind of idea. Close the Z-stack with the color before opening the next one. But then they have to be inside a V-stack or a Z-stack, right? I don't get what a bare view does. All right, well, I'll let that one go. Okay, let's see. So I guess the thing we could do, we could add a button for this, but that doesn't mean anything at the moment. This still looks okay. I guess the view is done. done for the moment. We get the view with the sort order alphabetic, which is the only one we support right now. And we got a couple songs. All right. So now, close their absolute views in HTML. Well, let's try. So you're thinking like, well, I don't know if this will work. See, that's, yeah. I guess we'll see first before I start talking about it. Yeah, our old friend. Okay. I think we'll get there. I don't think we're okay, let's do a rebuild. What? I could swear we're back to where we were. No, we're not. No, I didn't know it would automatically dig those up. Okay. On the other hand, why? Okay, it worked before. Let's... No. Okay, let's reboot this. Oh. Okay, I think well, we have the tile presenting a song library. We got a very, very minimal thing. I think we'll come back and refine that one a little bit. Okay. I guess this is just a moment of waiting. I don't think I needed multiple stacks. Yeah. Well, we had Z-stack. Oh, we put the ignore safe on the gradient. Maybe that matters. And then we just had a V-stack here. It looks the same to me. We didn't do Geometry Reader, but we don't need it for access to this, so I don't think that's going to help. Oh, there it is. Okay, rebooting helped. Okay, let's try it again. Doing what we said we did there. Z stack, and then color dot green dot ignores. Well, oh, he's still building. Yeah, now this should be down. I don't know if I embed here. What? No. It's just totally weird. Now this should give us a background. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. But I tried putting it on there at one point, I think. I don't think we're getting it. Okay, let me revert this guy. Move the navigation stack outside the Z stack. Well, okay. One more try. Okay, so that suggests to me he's treating it like an implicit V stack, but I don't think that really, I don't think it was the way things worked, but I don't know what the deal is now. Okay, let's see if we have control on that. Embed your navigation within a Z stack. That's actually the other way around. Yeah, that's not what we're supposed to do. Okay, apparently it's an issue. Move the Z stack inside, wrapping the content. That just seems totally weird to me. So what was that one? Put the Z stack with, I guess I'm going to have to make a stack inside for my 2 bars. Oh, something's wrong. Navigation stack, Z stack, V stack. Okay. Well, not what I expected. Okay, now can I put my title in? Now, why didn't that go to the top? Oh, I have a spacer at the bottom before. Okay, that's green. Yeah. Let's add an asset for it. Asparagus. Mocha. Let's just do the one for now. I think you're right. An image would probably be a better choice. Let's see what we're looking like. At least brown and yellow. Do I have to put that in this? Yeah, it can change later. I mean, honestly, if we get to a point, I'm going to want the artist to do it. I can change that though. Let's go for a lighter brown. I don't really see a difference. What happened? That's getting in the orange zone. Maybe he... I don't know, does he not rebuild? Why is that color not right? Okay, that was 33 degrees. Let's grab something totally different. Here it comes. Okay. Okay, something about the preview tool. Okay, well, a little too orangey, but it's okay. We're establishing something. I've got some nice wood. It infers color. Yeah, I don't know why it knows that, but it does infer it. I noticed that yesterday, I think. It was like, oh, okay. I don't know if I can put the word color in there. Yeah, I guess it doesn't want it. I don't know. It says contextual type, so maybe it knows it's in color and it was a color asset. So, like, it knows, it tracks that somehow. Very weird. But yeah, I noticed it on the tool ground ones, or tool background. Okay. Well, we tweaked the background color. One more step. We used to live in a historic house in colonial Williamsburg, and they have houses from the 1700s, you know. And I had some nice pictures of the walls and floor and stuff like that. I bet I could adapt some of that. Okay. So I think function-wise, this will do for now. And the next thing is to get the read these things in. Now, we just did this. We didn't do this for betwist, did we? Did we do any JSON? Tree JSON, okay. Yeah. This almost would be better off as a library somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to steal this. we'll we'll get there. Oh, that's the compressed stuff. We don't need to do all that. Okay. We'll deal with it. Okay. Now, we didn't really drive that with tests either. We just put an extension in. New empty file. It's song plus io.swift. And this was an extension. We won't need to do the write. Okay. Well, that was our top level thing. Yeah. I don't know if we need this at all levels. Yeah, we made our tree codable. I guess maybe this is going to be on the library. And it probably doesn't belong in here. Okay, well, we're going to produce a library. Path equals bundle main of type JSON. No calls to throwing function occur within try. Okay. Instatable is not convertible to data. Is it just data? Well, JSON data. Okay, Swift for data equals data. Try data contents of URL. I don't know what the options are. JSON decoder. Right. Yeah, library needs to be decodable. Okay, so this is decodable. Well, yeah. And then song should be decodable. Why are you okay with name but not anything else? Okay. Right. Very primitive. Have to use initialize that defaults the arguments. I don't know. Let's make sure at least our little test is not complaining. Library song, that's the problem maker. Okay. I mean, this should work for directory building it, and I guess it can update. It can let them build by default and then override them if they're variable. But name doesn't have a starting value. That's why the others are like that. Okay, I see it's time for a break anyway. Let's go take a break. We'll come back and get reading our song library working, and I'll have to figure out how to get those arguments in place. It's all right. So see you in 3 or 4 minutes. All right, welcome back. So I guess we're going to let me pull this out. I don't know if IO is. But we'll do that. Okay, so he returns a library, hopefully reading this file, and I guess he returns it if he can. Otherwise, he returns an empty library. Okay, that's acceptable for us. So I guess we'll push this. We made library and song decodable, added IO method. You're still using the old product file structure. I don't know. I don't think we did anything fancy. We've added a couple folders along the way. I've got a resources folder. I kind of feel like I should probably move it more towards like hexagonal kind of thing or something. I don't know. In some ways, I want to just group it by tool and put, instead of song, call it first lines, and even the view could be in there, I guess. Like look at each tool be a. Oh, am I? I thought I think if you do this, you get real folders, right? Yeah. Let's find out. Yeah, I get real folders with that. I think that's a default that changed maybe in the new Xcode. Okay. So content view, I guess, is going to be the owner of this. Yeah, I really do need a different structure. Well, like this, he should be library dot read. File name is first lines dot. I guess he puts the .json in. Right, so that's there. Okay, and this should blow up. Because there is no JSON file, so we should get some sort of error message in here, from here. And let's Add that. Where did my... Okay. One of these should be starting to run. Boy, I'm almost ready to move this to a different tab. Okay, here it goes. I guess that's the first time I ran it since rebooting it. Xcode. I guess I should look at the format. So we're going to have songs. It's an array. So it's this and songs colon this. Now do I need to put all these? Running on i16 Pro. Okay, why didn't you blow up? Let's run again. I don't think I can see data. No. Oh, he did print. Okay. The given data was not valid. Underlying error. Expected character S around unexpected character S. Line 2, column 2. Oh, he's probably... Oh, I don't need the breakpoint. Not sure I'll do better, but okay. No value associated with key coding value ID, int value. So I guess I do have to have all these fields. I suppose none of them are optional. Line 5, column 5. Oops. Oh, I'm not good at doing these by hand. I think I'd be better off generating one in memory and then writing it out and then playing from that. Okay. Data corrupted from invalid UUID string. Ugh. Well, let's see what a UUID looks like. Is it 36 characters? We got 4, 8, 4, 4, 4, 12. Did it get further? Key. Okay. I think if I just put these in, we'll be okay. Key is D. Time signature. Tuning and tab. I don't know if that's getting too clever. Let's make sure this works like this. Haha. Okay. What's the best way to do this? All right, now let's see if this actually works. Something was funny? No? Oh, I can't see them, so all right. Well, I can add those later if need be, but let's work on the display then. I think we're getting somewhere. So here we just show text. I think we want to have a song. Maybe it's first line view. All right, let's pull that out. I guess this is probably a verbatim name. We're not trying to look it up in our library. Okay, and okay, that kind of gets us where we are. Except now we have this. I think we want to pass in, well, maybe we just pass in the song. I think that's what we do. Probably didn't need to run that for that. All right, let's make a little VStack. And I think this will pull song.name, and then the key now can I preview that? And it defaults to empties. It's not very good. Okay, I mean that's something. All right. Well, let's pull this up. That font looks noticeably different here. Now why are you indented? Why would this possibly be indented? I wouldn't think so. We can make that explicit though. VStack, is that leading? Okay. I'm not sure the format of these things. It's not very compelling. I'm happy to have a little room to the right because I'm going to do things to it later, but If I can, maybe I should just make this a little bold. Okay, it's kind of a weird song. I mean, it's got middle string action going on, and then these long notes. Yeah, there's another style where you would just have two dash would mean hold the two. Yeah, maybe font of dot headline title. Let's try title 3. That kind of tweaking is probably better done in the preview, but we'll see. Well, the bold showed up. I don't see the difference there. Okay, let's break down and do this. That's a little bigger. That might be good. Yeah, I think title 2 was better. What else do you have? Was caption? I don't think that's big. No. Okay, let's live with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Maybe a dash before this key signature. Okay. I don't know if it's still faster to get the app up than to wait for the preview. And probably a comma here. Okay. And if we had the tuning, we could add that. Yeah. We'll see if there's any long titles. Let's take a real one. Okay, so it just takes the space it needs. I'm good with that. Okay. Well, we'll take that for sure. All right, so we load first line index from JSON file, and we tweak the display. Okay, I think let's deal with the sorting. So I just want to put a I don't know, a button. What do they call those? Like it's not radio buttons, but it's the selector buttons. Alphabetic, alphabet. I don't know, alphabetic or tab. I don't know, something. Changing the sort order based on that. Now that I think this might selectors. Thank you. We might be able to put the name in here. All right, so let's pull that guy up. Select picker. That's the one. Right. No, that would probably be good enough. Flavor, we have to have a selected flavor, which we already have. If you provide a label for the picker, okay. Right, so these guys need to be string gazetable identifiable. Yeah, the segmented one. Okay. Right, and then the picker. And then we'll need to make it segmented. Yeah. What is it? Here style dot segmented. There's only one choice now. Okay. But let's add now I might pass in okay, that gives me the original order. Okay. And we should see it now. It won't do any sorting. I think at some point, when we generalize the first view to handle just mountain, we'll pass in a set of these two, and then we'll have a set for notes. Okay. Yeah, we got the order backwards. We can't tell. Well, let's add another one. See, I think it's just making up stuff. Hallucination stuff. Okay. That should show up in the middle, and so we'll see Amazing Shove Angeline on the tab order. Okay, so that's the alphabetic, and tab is the way the file is. Okay. Good. I mean, as far as it goes. Add UI for sorting first line alphabetically or by tab. Now, okay. So I think we're ready for another test. Test our other sort. Okay, so it would put alpha first alphabetically, but let's make beta the first one by tab. Okay, so the order should be beta, alpha. And this is tab. And that test should fail. I'm just going to do the string value at this point. I think you could be more sophisticated. Like you could strip out the bar lines and maybe the dashes and stuff. I don't know. Okay, why are you passing? Oh. Okay. Let's put them in the backwards order, because the as listed order just happens to be the order that we want. So that's why we run the test first. Okay, good. All right, so tab order is songs.sorted. Now, can I just say, I think I can do it like that. Nope. Cannot convert P into a multi-argument thing. All right, well, we'll do it like this then. Okay. Okay, tab order should change. Okay. I guess bar is greater than parenthesis, right? Bar is pretty high. Okay. Now, I don't think that matters for this small set, but it would be interesting to pull together. Like a lot of songs start out like this, O1 on the middle string to O. Actually, some people play Amazing Grace that way. Bum, 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 bum. This one just written bum, bum. So these two should sort together even if they didn't happen to be so close alphabetically. All right. This is good. Okay, so UI for presenting a song library. Sort alphabetically or by tab. And IO for reading a library. Okay. Can you sort it by tab? Oh, maybe that's the one I got to use to do that. I thought there was a way to do that. No. Path into a multi-argument function. Yeah, it takes. It's there. It's not using, is it? Yeah, that's it. Comparator. No, that's still not going to work. It's got to be less than. Yeah. Well, it can't be self because. So this one's the less than, but we can't just pass the less than without knowing that it's the field we're getting. So I don't think there's a direct way to do this. I could do this, but it'll say it doesn't know how to compare two songs. Yeah, it requires song and compared to be equivalent. It doesn't conform to sort comparator. So I don't think that'll do it. Now you could probably, I guess you could, yeah, what we could do is define a comparator function that takes a, what do I call those keys? What's the phrase for this backslash thing? Well, it'll give me path. Yeah, key path things. So yeah, we could make a compare that takes a key path and then apply the key path to the object $0 and $1 to get to it or something. But I don't think there's any shorthand way to do that. If all we wanted was less than, though, if they were comparable and there's only one way to sort them, we could just pass sorted using : less than and it would be fine. But yeah, I think we're stuck with that one the way it is. Okay. Well, I guess our next story is to go on and do the first lines for the hammer dulcimer. And I don't know, I'm going to have to get some feedback on this from people if they use this style very much. Yeah. But hammered, we would just add the notes in, I think we would just need notes as well as tab notes. And then this would be, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it's a little weird. I mean, are you going to get situations like the notes that you put in don't correspond exactly to the tab values because of kind of like it might be in a different octave? Most songs, well, they tend to stay within an octave and they almost always stay within 2 octaves. I mean, who can sing 2 octaves? A few people, but not a lot of people. And I think, but sometimes you cross, like, let's see, was this Amazing Grace? You start on the middle string with an A, and then when you hit that open string, that's already in the next octave. So the A for the first note is kind of a capital A, and the A for the second is maybe a small a. But it's kind of, it doesn't, the note, the capitals for the notes don't really match up to the capitals for the tabs, if I can say it that way. I mean, with the notes, you're just trying to find, I want one representation of the whole melody. If I have a melody that sticks to 2 octaves, I just start in the low octave and go to the high octave if I need it. But that doesn't tell me, should I play this? When I'm playing this, it doesn't tell me, should I start on the middle string at the A there, or should I start on the melody string with the A that's an octave higher? And you definitely run into that. Some people play Amazing Grace higher on a dulcimer, and others play it lower. And other people switch to a different tuning, DAA, that makes them, it sort of skips the need to go between strings, but you still have the same problem. I don't know. Hammer dulcimers come in a lot of sizes. I mean, if they're working their way up in the circle of fifths, they're bouncing up. Every fifth is half an octave higher, or a little more than half an octave. And so if you have 8 strings going up, you've got, 4 octaves basically. But I'd have to find out. I mean, I know there are ones that are relatively small, with 6 or 8 strings, and there's ones that are, 13 strings or something. But they cover a lot more range. So the real thing is, like, these tunes, and tunes are songs without words, if I can say it that way. So you have songs that have words and tunes that are just melodies. There may be some melodies that stretch over a longer range. I mean, a dulcimer has basically 3 octaves if it's tuned DAD. And some songs do use that range, or some tunes do. I don't think any songs do that I know. I mean, Star Spangled Banner, I think, is still under 2 octaves. And that's pretty brutal. Yeah, so I think, most of these old time tunes, the tune itself is kind of a 1 octave thing, but there are some that there's Speed of the Plow is a song or a tune, and you play that mostly in kind of the middle of the melody string, but then there's a part that goes up on the bottom string and kind of slides up, So, yeah, they definitely can stretch over multiple octaves. I mean, I think it'd be unusual to have one so small it didn't. It would only have three rows. So I think, yeah, I mean, they have the possibility. So at some point you might have to allow for that. But with the way it is now, like, these are uninterpreted by our system. This is more like I got the printed list of a first line list, and it says 0, 1, 2, 4, and they can mean high and whatever. There's no computer trying to say, oh, I should play that for you. Now, if we wanted to add that ability, which I do, that's the reason I wanted. That's why I wanted to make sure that I had a little room at the end, which I guess it doesn't matter if it's going to wrap, but I would put a little speaker icon here and let it go, and give you a taste of what it sounds like. But when our notation is just text, we could write the words, play this an octave lower in there, and they would kind of know. Yeah, it's just a hint. It is just a hint. Okay, well, I think we're basically done for the day. I'm just going to hang out for a few minutes, and put these songs in, but I'm not going to do any more development or anything, so I don't feel obliged to hang around for that. Actually, I'll just sign off. It's I can do that in the background. It won't affect you. Just tomorrow we'll have 15 songs instead of just 3. One of them made up. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for coming along today. I'm happy we trimmed the problem down and got a reasonable solution here. So 2 to 4:30 tomorrow Eastern Time, or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC as usual, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.